He gave her a ride when her taxi canceled and changed her life. A young woman was going late for a job interview because the taxi driver had canceled on her. The girl was so desperate that she started walking. Suddenly, a nice guy offered her a ride. He drove her to the interview in his expensive car and even waited for her while she went in. But what he did next completely changed her life. The young woman's name was Ava, and she was going to be interviewed for the job of a personal assistant. It was her dream job. She just had one small problem. The day before, she had asked a taxi driver named Mike to take her to the interview at 8 a.m. sharp. But when her alarm went off that morning, she found out that Mike had sent her a message saying that he had canceled her ride. Ava got out of bed, threw on some clothes, and started walking toward the interview location. After 15 minutes, she was still far away from where she needed to be. And this is when she started to panic. She sat down on a nearby bench, took out her phone, and tried calling a cab. "Hello, Mike. You said you'd pick me up at 8 a.m. I need to get there ASAP. Sorry, I tried calling you yesterday, but you didn't answer. So I thought you weren't interested anymore," Mike said. "I am interested. Please come pick me up right now," Ava begged. Yeah, I'm on my way," Mike said, before hanging up. But he never showed up. And when Ava checked her phone, it showed that she had no signal. Just then, a man walked by and noticed her sitting there with a briefcase and her clothes all rumpled. "Can I help you, miss?" the man asked kindly. "Oh, the taxi driver stood me up, and I need to get to an interview," Ava said, embarrassed. "Well, that won't do. Hop in. I'll drive you there," the man said before opening the door to his nice black car. "Oh, thank you so much." "You're a lifesaver," Ava said as she got into the car. The man introduced himself as Daniel, and he turned out to be very easy to talk to. They talked about their favorite bands, and Ava learned that Daniel was the CEO of a large company. Soon, they pulled up outside the building where her interview was being held. "Thank you so much for the ride, Daniel." "I owe you one," Ava said. "No problem. Just make sure you don't forget to breathe during your interview," Daniel joked. "What do you mean?" Ava asked, confused. "You were so nervous you were practically hyperventilating in my car," Daniel teased. And just then, the doors to the building opened, and a woman came out. "Miss Ava," the woman asked, "I'm here to escort you to the interview room. Hurry up. You're already 10 minutes late." "Coming," Ava called back as she hurried inside. When she entered the interview room, she saw the most unlikely person sitting behind the desk. It was Daniel. He looked serious as he reviewed her resume on his desk. "So you're the girl who was late for her own interview?" Daniel said. I'm sorry. The taxi driver stood me up, and Ava started. "I know. I was the taxi driver," Daniel interrupted. "You were. But why did you cancel our ride?" "I could have been here 20 minutes ago," Ava said, furious. "That was part of the test. I wanted to see how you would react," Daniel replied.
"React? What do you mean?" Ava asked. "You passed, of course."
You were professional, polite, and mature. That's exactly the type of employee I want to hire.
"You may not have been on time, but you made up for it by being sincere and honest," Daniel explained. "Oh, thank you. So does this mean I got the job?" Ava asked hopefully. "It means you got the job," Daniel confirmed with a smile. Over the next few weeks, Ava proved herself to be an excellent employee. She was friendly, helpful, and hardworking. And little by little, Daniel found himself falling for her cheerful spirit. He was so attracted to her positive energy that he started spending more and more time with her, often having lunch with her at her favorite cafe. One day, he even asked her out on an official date, and soon after, they were a happy couple.